Hey guys, CODENUM this side, and this is the 7th tutorial of the Java tutorial series. In this series, I talk about some of the basic structures and functions of Java, and with that, let's start this video. So, as you have seen from the title of this video's topic is function. Now, what is a function? So, to understand what is a function, let me show you an example. So, let's assume that this thing, this whole thing is a code, and these red lines, I will call it the red lines, is a same statement repeated two times in the program. Okay, so in this program these lines are some unique lines, not the same lines here. These are some unique lines in a program, and between them the red lines written, and as there are no unique repetition, so any loops will not work. Okay, so writing programs like this is not a problem for the computer, but for the user it makes some trouble. So the first trouble is that this type of repetition of code makes the program unnecessarily long. As you can see that this red line is making the program big. Okay, otherwise the program is not too big. And the second problem, which is more important, is that say you made something mistake in this red line, then you have to change it two times, or the times you have written it in the program, say 10 times, then you have to change that similar line 10 times in the code. So this is a big task, and you can miss some statement, some line, and it will cause error, and the program will be wrong. It will be just out of control sometime. If you make it like that, then you might be lost. So this thing makes problem. So how to solve this problem? So let's say that we took the red lines and named it as A. This is not any type of syntax of code, I'm just showing it for understanding. For coding the syntax is a bit different, I'm just showing this thing for understanding. So let's say you made the red line equals A. Okay, so now the A, whenever you write A, this whole statement will be executed. So if we write A in place of that red thing, then the code looks like this, and you can see that the code has become smaller. The red lines are replaced by A, and the code has become much smaller. Okay, so what we did now, this red line equals A is called a function. This is a function. So a function is nothing but a name for a set of statement which you can apply anytime in code. So this thing also solves the problem of that if you made a mistake in this red line, then you can just change it here. Like you made changes in this thing, and it is always equals to A, and here as you have written A, then all the changes will be applied here, so you don't have to individually change each of the lines. So this is a big time save. You just change it here, and all the changes will be applied the the n times you write A in the code, that times the changes will be applied in the program. You don't have to make any individual changes in the code. So this is a very useful thing, and personally I use functions very much. And if you make functions like that, then a program could be very modular, and you can make new things very easily in a program by using functions. So now let's see how to write a function in Java. So for that, let's open BlueJ, and I've created a function class which is totally empty. And now one thing I would like to say, that this thing inside which we used to write our program is also a function. It is called a main function. For the name of the main, it's called the main function. Okay, So for writing another function, we have to write it outside this main function. Okay, so for writing a function, first we have to write public, then here it is written static, and you may not write the static word, so instead write void, and then any name. I will write it a, and then a bracket open and close, and this curly braces. So this so with this you have made a function. Okay, and inside this braces, anything you will write will be the statements of the function. That red lines is this area. Okay, so let's say we write some output statements like this, and let's write another line. Okay, so whenever we write a inside anywhere, these two lines will be executed. Okay, but remember we have not written the static word. So for applying this, for using this function inside our program, we have to create an object of this class. For creating an object, we have to first write the name of the class. Here it is functions, and then the name of the object. So let's write it object 1, obj1, and then it equals to a new function. I write function because the name of the class is also function, and close. Now this is the object of the class function, and if I write like this, object 1 dot a, that bracket open bracket close semicolon, it will work. So if we just write it, it will print Java and function. So this we have to do if we didn't write the static word, but if we write it static, then this thing is not needed. We can directly use it in our code. It also gives the same output. So if we write static, then this a can be directly applied in our program, but if we didn't write static, then we have to make an object, and then we can apply it by the name of the object. So there are three types of functions in Java. Within it, the constructor part I will not explain today. I will make another video on constructor. In this video I will explain the parameterized and non-parameterized function. So what we did now just before was a non-parameterized function. Okay, so what is non-parameterized as is that if we do not write anything inside the brackets, then it becomes a non-parameterized function, as there is nothing inside the bracket. But if we write something inside the brackets, then it becomes a parameterized function. So let me show you. So what we wrote here is a non-parameterized function. So let's make another function, a parameterized function, and give it a name, say add. And inside these brackets we can actually declare some variables. So let's declare three integer variables, a, and then b, and then c. So these are three integer variables, and what we are going to do is we are going to add these three integer variables and give out the summation value to the main program. So for that, let's declare another value, say int sum, and equals to add the three variables. Okay, So this line adds the three variables and assigns it to the sum variable. And now to give back the summation value to the main program here, we have to declare a data type of this function. Right now the data type is none, so we have wrote void. But if we want to make the function of a specific data type, then we have to write that data type in place of void. So here we have to write it int, as there is no other type of data inside this function. So now the function has its data type int, and now we are ready to return the summation value. So for it we have to write return, and then the value you want to return, say sum. So this statement returns the value of the sum to the main program. So now going to a main function, the main program, let's declare a variable int called s, and then we use the function add, and inside brackets let's write three numbers, say 124, and then 674 and 789. Okay, so what this function is going to do is it will add the three numbers and will give the summation value to s. So how will it work? So the working is like this: the first number will be equals to a, the second number will be equals to b, and the third number will be equal to c. Now as these variables had got its values, then the sum statement will be executed. It will be like 124 plus 674 plus 789, and as the sum variable got its value, then it will return that value to the main program, to the main variable which you using the function. Here it is s, so s will get the value from the sum. Okay, so what will the value of this function? Let's add 124 plus 674 plus 789. So the value will be 1587. So let's see will it be or not. So now let's execute the program. Oh, it will be semicolon. And the value is 1587. So this is how a parameterized function works. You first give the parameters inside the bracket, and then do whatever you like with that parameters. You may also make something different. You can just add ab and then multiply it by c as you wish. There is no restriction that you have to add it or multiply it, nothing. You can do anything you like with these three variables. It is yours, and after you have done your work, just return the variable to the main function. So this was all about functions in Java, the basic things, how to write functions and the different types of functions. And I hope you liked this video, and if you did so, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel for more this kind of videos, and share this video with your friends who are interested in coding and Java and all these kind of stuffs. And comment down below what type of videos you want next, or what topics you want me to cover. And with that said, thanks for watching.